The ability to think ahead of my years is something that I've began to possess over the last few years. So what exactly do I mean by thinking ahead of my years? So in terms of this, I think, what will my future self want? What will I want a week from now? What will I want a month from now? A year, 5 years, and 10 years? And these are all important kind of landmarks to consider. It's very much important to enjoy the present moment and be present and enjoying every step of the journey. But we are currently living in a world where everyone wants everything now. We are living in a very much pleasure-seeking generation. When it comes to food, you've got Uber Eats. When it comes to having a fancy car, well, you can get that on finance. When it comes to having sex or attracting a high-quality woman into your life, well, you've got Pornhub for that. You've got OnlyFans. These are just a few examples of many that I could name. And my message with this video is, if you can be a guy who thinks, you know what, all of that stuff would be nice now. I would prefer to have that than nothing. But I know in the long run this isn't sustainable, and it's not going to bring me much fulfillment and happiness. It's not really going to better my life in any way. And you know what, if I actually put some work in, I'll feel a lot better about myself, and the rewards I could probably get are probably going to be a lot greater than those that I could actually get now. So examples of this could include investing in something low risk, such as the S&P 500. I've made numerous videos about this, how the compound interest works, or something like gold, something that's quite low risk that can give you a steady return, maybe 9 to 15% each year. Another example is not settling down with someone from your local area at the age of 20, 21. I know a lot of guys fall short of this. This is a big problem that I know a lot of people go through. And yeah, basically, especially for guys, I've seen that a lot of guys will go for the first woman that gives them any sort of attention, because they've kind of that's been a void of their life for a large portion of it. So naturally, when it comes to any woman giving them attention, they jump at the first opportunity. I know what it's like. I've been there. I understand it. I expect you to probably make the same mistake if you've not kind of been through that phase of your life. That's natural, but it can be very detrimental in the long run, because I've seen a lot of people cheat, and I've seen a lot of people become very unhappy in the relationships they are in. And I would much prefer to be that guy who says, you know what, I'm not going to settle for something that I don't think is right for me in the long run, because I think about my future self and I think about them as well. And a lot of people will probably think, you know, oh, like it's not the best behaviour, you should want to be with someone. And of course, I would honestly love that more than anything right now. But I know that I'm very young in the grand scheme of things. I'm 23. I'm sure you watching this video, you're around my age, and it could be very damaging to be with someone who is not the right fit for me in the long run. And I know, as the trajectory I'm on, I know I'm on the incline, and that's not me being egotistical or arrogant. I've come a long way in the last few years, and that's only going to increase over time with that kind of snowball compound effect that I've mentioned previously in this video. That's only going to increase over time, and I'm putting in the work now where things are going to improve, and you will probably be the same, and I hope you are the same over the next few years. So you have to be cautious. The quality of women that are going to be drawn to you naturally is going to increase over time. So it would be unfair to use a woman to be with for the short term just to know you're going to jump ship and be disloyal to her, which is what a lot of guys end up doing, and I think that's the wrong thing to do. I prefer to be single, stay out of that until that person is right. Could that come around tomorrow? Could that come around in 5 years? Who knows? When it's right, and you've got to accept that that's the case, and not be with someone who you see as just kind of a short-term opportunity, because it's not fair on them and it's not fair on yourself. So that's a bit of a side kind of tangent, but it is how the situation is. If you haven't experienced that I'd think it's a very bad thing to do, to go through that and put someone else through it when it's not what you want in the long term. Going to the gym 4 to 5 days a week is another big thing. Myself, I like to go to the gym 5-6 times a week. It's a big part of my lifestyle, and I see it being something that I'm going to carry through for the rest of my life, as long as I'm fit and able to. And I think this will very much set you apart. Like as I've got older, you kind of notice that the amount of people who are training hard every single day, the people who are putting in the work, it's getting less and less every single year. And I think if you can be a guy who, especially when you get to your 30s and 40s and beyond, if you're still training hard, you're still in good shape, you are going to be far ahead of the pack. And if you are just putting in the work consistently now and over the next few years, and you already have some evidence to prove that you have done that with the physical manifestation of your body, then you are so far ahead that it's going to be quite easy for you in the long run. And this is kind of what my message is with these kind of ideas, is that you are positioning yourself in a great position that when it comes to it, you will have everything and more. But yeah, we'll get on to what I'm going to say next. Another example is getting a decent paying job or starting a side hustle on the business, with maybe you're doing a job that you don't really like but it pays the bills, but you're working on something that in the long run will generate you a good income and something you truly care about. Or like I say, getting a decent paying job, maybe just kind of losing the ego, something that I've done. I've started working a 9-to-5 job on the side as doing this YouTube channel, and it's something that I'm enjoying so far and something I see myself doing for the foreseeable future. And I think it's something that a lot of young guys, especially when we see people like I've mentioned who are making the money, who say they're making 10,000-20,000 pounds a month and they're living in Dubai, and you're like, oh, I want to live that lifestyle. I don't want to be in England, I don't want to be in my hometown, wherever that is for you, working a job that, you know, maybe you don't like too much. And I'm like, well, I want that lifestyle, but you have to be patient. And that is probably the main message that, and I think people will watch this video and they will agree with exactly what I'm saying, but their actions will speak louder than their words, and they will fall down the trap of settling for what they can get now. And unfortunately, if you do that, the results you're going to get over time are not going to be the same if you can be someone who's like, okay, I'm not where I want to be now, but I'm on a good trajectory, I'm putting in the work now, so naturally if I keep on this same trajectory, the things I want, they're going to come. I've just got to keep in there, and that's the hardest thing, and that's what I want to kind of make this video all about. And if you look at any research, it will tell you that people aged 40 to 50 are the most successful. That's kind of when you are in the peak of your life, you'll have the most energy and you're likely to be the most successful. You'll have the most money you'll probably ever have in your life, from your job, from your business. Your mind will be as sharp as it's ever been. And you probably think this like, well, this doesn't really make sense. I see a lot of guys 40, 50 and they're not like that at all. And unfortunately, that's only the case because they haven't taken care of themselves. They haven't put in the work when they were younger, so that it's led up to these 20, 30 years where they've had that opportunity to continuously work on themselves, and they're now at a pinnacle of their career, the pinnacle of all their life. Everything they worked on should have led up to this point. But unfortunately, a lot of people kind of give up too easily, kind of check out of life really, and goals, and having some desire, having some vision, having some long-term planning. People check out way before that, and that's when they reach the 40, 50 years old and they don't have that. They don't have any momentum behind them. And if you have the momentum behind you, you've been doing the work since you were 18, 20, even if you started in your 30s, by the time you get to 40, 50, you will be in a great position. And you will be one of a kind, because you look around you and think how many people are like that. There isn't like literally no examples really. There's not many people at all that are doing this. And what I'm saying with this video is that it's okay to have fun and you have to enjoy the present moment. I'm very aware of that, and that you shouldn't wish away being young and enjoying those moments with your friends and people around you and doing the things that you want to do with your life. But you should maybe split it into maybe like an 80-20 in terms of your long-term planning and the pleasure you seek in your life. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the things that are maybe for the future, I genuinely enjoy, like going to the gym, working hard on things I care about, filming this YouTube videos, investing, stuff like that. I think you have to enjoy the journey, and something I've spoken about heavily. The man that enjoys the journey goes further than the guy who loves the destination. And that's exactly what it is. You have to kind of love this, because then the things that are 80% kind of long-term planning for your future become the things you actually enjoy. So it's kind of like, well, this is my pleasure as well. So that's the best case scenario you can be in. And maybe at the start for you, it won't be like that. But over time, hopefully, when you start to see the smallest kind of evidence that the work you're putting in is proving dividends, then you will start to feel the same way. And like I say, yeah, and enjoy yourself. And you may disagree with this. You may say, you know, I've got to enjoy myself. And a lot of people will tell you this, but they're probably not very successful. They're probably not the people you want to be like. And that's the thing you have to think about. The people that are telling you this be like, well, this guy, I've watched his videos, he's a bit too serious, he doesn't live for the moment, it's all long-term thinking. But where are they? What work did they put in when they were 18? What work did they put in their 20s? And where are they now? Are they where you want to be? Well, maybe they are, so maybe you should go listen to them instead of me. But if they're not, then maybe you should listen to me instead. But I just want you to picture where you could be in your 30s and 40s, and for the rest of your life. You could have everything set up exactly how you wanted it to be, and you can go do all the things that you desired in your 20s and feel guilt-free because you put the work in. You'll feel a lot better about yourself, and also you'll have the resources to do exactly what you've ever wanted. And the main things in life we are concerned about come down to money, relationship, health and fitness. And if you've been completely just hammering away at these every single day, it's been on your constant mind. Consistency beats intensity every single day. So if you're just doing that every single day, chipping away at all these areas of your life, then it's going to be too easy for you when you're in your 30s and 40s. All you have to do is kind of maintain this, and you'll be in the best position you'll ever be. You'll be in a position where you can't believe, and everyone around you will be like, this guy got lucky, how's this guy here, can you tell me all your secrets? There's no secret. It's just long-term thinking. It's just having a plan and chipping away and being persistent through the hard times. And hopefully that's what motivates me, is thinking where I can be with the progress I've made over the last few years. Where could I be in a year? Where could I be in 5 years, 10 years? I look back at the last 3 years since I got into kind of self-improvement, working on myself, and I made a lot of progress, and I'm proud to say that about myself. So hopefully you have some evidence that you have done so, and if not, well, now's the time to make the change, and you can start today. And you want to increase your inputs. This is a big message from this video. You need to increase your inputs, and you will see the outputs increase over time. See, there's a big lag in time. From where you are now, the work you're putting in, you won't see the results of that for 3, 6 months, maybe even a year. Depends on the kind of level of work you're putting in, depends on the goal. If it's kind of a short-term goal, you're likely to see that a lot sooner, where if it's a long-term goal, you might not see that for 6 months or 12 months. So you have to bear this in mind, and this is probably kind of a big reason why a lot of people fall down. They'll kind of like be going well, and then they'll just end up burning out because they're like, well, this isn't working, I'm not getting the results. So they'll go back into their normal life, normal habits, doing bad things, going out drinking, wasting time, losing their energy, and they'll kind of settle for that mediocre life with all the people around them who told them that business, getting onto self-improvement, going to the gym, becoming more confident doesn't work. You need to be who you are. This is who you are. You belong with us. You're part of this tribe. They'll go back to that. And I want to make sure you don't fall down that kind of rabbit hole, because that's what a lot of people do. And you have to stay in there. And that's something that I've kind of learned to just do over time. And it just comes down to just doing it. Like, you have to just stay in there when times are tough. And there's no secret formulas to that. It's just, you have to just keep going through those hard times, and through times you're not seeing results. You still got to be getting up. You still got to be working hard on things you care about. You got to be putting in the work when you just don't feel like it. You don't have the energy. Other people around you are telling you it's a waste of time. Other people are doing other things. You still got to keep doing it. And that's what separates you, the top 1%, if you like, from everyone else, because they won't do that, and they'll try and drag you back into mediocrity. So this is something that's only going to compound with time. So the longer you can keep doing it, the more momentum you'll build, and the higher and higher your outputs will be over time. And that's the main thing. You want those outputs to obviously increase. That's what we all want to see in our life. But that comes from increasing our inputs. So that's what we've got to do, and that's the main thing I want you to do. And I get it, it's hard. It's so much better and so much more fun to go out and on the weekends to be with the boys, have a few beers, go out on the town, try and chat to some local women who we probably don't really want, but we see it as an easy option, and it's what we can get now, and we can get the stuff on finance, and we can look like the dog's bollocks, but it's not sustainable. It's not going to make us happy, and we know we can do a lot more. So I hope this video has helped you to kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to call this video. It's like having that kind of oldish head on your shoulders and just increasing your inputs and thinking about what you truly desire in the long term, because that's what's matter. You've got your whole life ahead of you, and this is only the beginning, and that should be very motivational for you. It's only the beginning. You've got 20, 30, 40 years where you're going to start to actually see the rewards, and your life can be absolutely amazing if you just stay in there through those hard times. And that's a big message, staying persistent through tough times. If you need any more guidance on this, if you want to work out how you can become more persistent, stay true to your goals, find out where you truly want to be, anything along those lines, my one-to-one personal coaching link will be below, so I recommend you to check that out. If you can like and subscribe, that would mean a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.